Good afternoon, all of you. We'll move on to the next treatment operation, that filtration. Unit operation is filtration of water. Okay. So now we are here. Okay. So let me repeat again the pre-filtrations or pre-screening, and we are already familiar with the coagulant addition, rapid mixing tank, flocculation we have discussed, and sedimentation. And most of the solids are solids in form of flocs. Okay, so have been that has already been attempted or removed in this sedimentation tank. Okay, so after addition of chemicals and allow the particles or like the particles to destabilize or collide to destabilize. Again, further collide each other, it will form a bigger flux. Flux may gain a gravity that can be subsequently removed in the like sedimentation tank, and minute or tiny flocks will escape from a system. So that now we are going to discuss filtration of water. Filtration also again a physical retention by a system of like or layer of soil grains, okay, or filter beds, okay, filtration. And in the case of groundwater also, filtration is one you cannot avoid. Okay? Both the cases of surface water treatment and groundwater treatment, one option is the one unit operation is filtration system. Okay. Yes. Anyway, this will come back later, but you just remember surface water and groundwater may have a typical unit operation called filtration. So filtration again, the operation that unit operation of separating solids from fluids. Okay. So here we may not call it as solids here, solids. We may call it as flocks. We call it as flocks. Okay. So filtration normally separates materials into different sizes so that so it forms a it is a form of again a screening, but filtration strictly pertains to the separation of solids, particles, and fluids such as water. Okay, it's very simple. We have a say example. This I am drawing a layout of screen or layout of say example top layer of the sand. Okay, will act as a micro strainer, and if it is anything on the particles which is greater than that of this size, automatically will be retained, and the particles smaller size will escape from a system. Okay, that's a thing that is being explained here. So it's only the separation process, separation of particles into a different sizes of so that it will form like a screen operations. Okay, so please remember screen filtration is also again often called as polishing step. Okay, polishing step to remove microflocs, and in the case of groundwater, that will also remove precipitant particles. And we will come back this later, but now you just remove, remember retention or removal of smaller microflocs from the water. Okay, yeah. Under certain conditions, filtration serves as a primary turbidity removal process also in the case of direct filtration. Okay, say example, if the solids concentration is very low, okay, I can skip that. If you recall that the different layout or different treatment flow diagrams we have discussed, and one of that is direct filtration. So you could avoid primary sedimentation. So directly filtration. Okay, so please remember it is also been with primary turbidity removal process as well. Okay, it will also sometimes remove or retain pathogenic microorganisms from water, and sometimes this filtration should not be relied upon for a complete health protection, because minor or minute microsediments of say example microorganisms also will escape from a system. That's what people used to say. Even though this is a filtered water, there could be a future contamination during transportation of water to the consumers. And if we are getting a water in a doorstep, take a water and boil it and drink it. That's what they say it. Okay. So filtration normally it is this retention of solids as well as retention of pathogenic microorganisms, and find it sometimes is should not be relied upon a complete health protection point of view. Okay. So these are the different types of filters. In the physical classification includes granular filter and also pre-coat filters. Hydraulic configuration includes gravity and pressure, and based on the rate of filtration you can classify into slow sand filter and rapid sand filter, and based on mode of operation you can have a depth filtration and cake filtration. Okay, yes. So let me explain one by one. A granular filter, it is very simple. You have a different layers of sands. Different, just start from say example gravel and somewhat is bigger soil layer and also finer soil layer. Okay. Different layers or stratified layers of sand and other material is being packed continuously. You just allow the water to pass in, and if it is anything on the solids, will be trapped onto a surface, or it may also sometimes is trapped in interstices between the say example soil particles also. Okay, that will come back later. And pre-coat filters is by diatomaceous earth. Okay, diatoms you would have come across. Diatoms, or you would have heard about the word. Okay, these are marine algae. Okay, so from marine, say example, inorganic sediments, and you can also pack it. That type of filters you can call it as pre-coat filters. So based on the hydraulic configuration, these filters are operated at a gravity mode, or sometimes you can allow pressure filters. Depending upon the rate of filtration, that you have slow sand and also rapid sand filters based on the loading rate. And the mode of operation, you can have depth filtration and also cake filtration. There is very simple differences. Depth filtration is the removal mechanism of all solids happening throughout the entire depth of operation. Okay, depth of filter, that is very simple. So please remember, you have a stratified layer of sand here. Okay, and solids is whatever it is coming in will be getting or will be removed throughout the entire depth of operation, the entire depth of your filter. That you can call it as depth filtration. Cake filtration is you can have only one layer of sand. Okay, say example in the case of slow sand filter. Okay, only one layer where the removal mechanisms may happen only at the top. Removal mechanisms may only at the top. Okay, so the example of depth filtration is rapid sand filter. And example for the cake filtration is slow sand filter. So say example, during the course of time, what will happen? All your say example, the pores is getting blocked by individual tiny flocs. Thereby, the efficiency of the filter will come down and stop the filter. Then you just go for a backwashing. You just reverse the flow. Thereby, just allow the pressurized water to flow from bottom to top. Thereby, the settled flocs or the solid materials will be taken away, and you can collect at the top. So that is you can simply call it as cleaning. Okay, so this is your operation from down to up to down, top to bottom. You can have an operation, filter operation. During the cleaning, you have to reverse the flow. Okay, thereby this will go operation as well as backwashing simultaneously. But in the case of slow sand filter, the sand grains are uniform in shape throughout the entire depth of operation. So one single depth of filter. Okay, so removal mechanisms may happen only at the top of the filter alone. Okay, so here there is no feasibility of say example backwashing. So if it is getting blocked or clogged, so we'll stop the filter and you just scrap the blocked material and refill with new material. So here backwashing is not favored for your action. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, granular pre-coat. Please make a difference. Granular and different stratified layers of sand. Pre-coat is by diatomaceous earth. Based on the hydraulic configuration, gravity by simple action and pressure, just to create a system, pressure filter or vacuum filter, whatever may be. Depending upon the rate of filtration or loading rate, you can classify slow sand filter and rapid sand filter. And mode of operation, depth and cake filtration. Depth filtration, the removal of the microflocs may happen throughout the entire depth of operation or entire depth of the filter. During the course of time, because of that pore blockage, the efficiency of the filter will come down, and you have to go for a cleaning of filter by simple backwashing. Okay. In this case of cake filtration and filter configuration is only one particular type of sand. Okay, uniformly graded soil or sand, and if it is completely been blocked, okay, because removal mechanisms may happen only at top of the filter, and if it is anything on blockages or materials is when the filter is completely been blocked, you just stop the filter, you just grab the top material and refill with the new material and go for operation. So here backwashing is not necessary. Here you have to go for a frequent backwashing. Is it okay? Yeah, it is being explained in following slides. So gravity filter that rely on gravity, to create a pressure differential to force the water through the filter. So please make a note on. So gravity, and second one is about pressure or vacuum filter. Okay, pressure or vacuum filter relies on applying some mechanical means to create a pressure differential to force the water to the filter. Okay, so please make a note on. Number one, gravity. Design a filter, allow the water to flow, and it will flow automatically because of gravity. That is number one. Number two is to say either you just apply pressure or create a vacuum. So because of that, water is getting create a pressure difference to force the water through the filter. Okay, so pressure and vacuum filter. Okay, so now you just see the configuration or how the filter will look like. Okay, so anyway, this will come back later, but as of for your better understanding, I'm giving well in advance. Okay, so these are containment structure, either maybe RCC or by like brickwork, and you can retain all the say example filter sand and also the gravel inside the containment, and bottom you could be able to see that these are under drainage system. These are under drainage system. Okay, these main pipe you can call it as manifold, and these are laterals. Is it okay? This is your containment structure. This is your filter material. This you could able to see at the top. These are wash water trough. Is it okay? Is it fine?
Yes,
yeah.
Sir.
So now we just take an influence somewhere here, allow the water to percolate. So what will happen? So water will be allowed to percolate throughout the entire segment of your filter. So water trickles through, and you can collect through this laterals and again to a manifold, and further it will be taken to a further treatment operations. Okay, during the operation it is downwards, and during the course of, that's what I told you, during the course of time, these efficiency of the filter will come down because all your microflocs may be getting clogged here and there. Okay, here and there, because it may have a pores, and it will also like it will also move downwards. That if it is anything on pore space, that's what I told you. This the space between the individual grain molecules will act as a basin. Thereby, these flocs will settle in the interstices. Okay, something similar. So what will happen if it is completely being choked or clogged? The efficiency of the filter will come down, and you just stop the filter, and then you reverse the flow. You just allow the pressurized flow or pressurized water to flow from bottom to up. So what will happen because of this pressurized water? So what will happen? There could be a possibilities of this bed will rise. This bed will rise because with the high pressure water, these particles which already been clogged or trapped in between the pores will be loosened up, and bed also will expand. Okay, will rise up to here, and this is again completely on muddy water, and you can collect the muddy water or that say example the solids or flocs. Okay, so bed will rise, and you can collect these muddy water through wash water troughs taken away for further treatment operation. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so containment structure you have to remember, and under drain systems for the collection of water as well as the to give proper backwashing water supply, and these are individual stratified layers of sand. Okay, this top what you have seen is about wash water troughs. Okay, this I will come back later. Okay, this is simply by gravity filter, simply by gravity, and water will be treated. Okay, simple by gravity, but some cases like normal gravity may not be sufficient because maybe you would have used very small pore size packing medium. So normal gravity may not be sufficient. You may go for pressure sort of filters. Okay, pressure sort of filters. In the all your materials are kept inside a pressure vessel. pressure vessel. Okay, so then you just apply either pressure or vacuum, thereby water will be getting treated up. Okay, so in the case of dual media filter or triple media filter, they may go for these sort of operations. Okay, pressure filter operations. Okay, yeah. So filtration medium, normally they may use either perforated plates and woven material or a granular material such as sand. Okay, so please make a note on. So normally, predominantly in the water treatment systems, they may use sand, granular material such as sand for filtration medium. Okay, and if it is being used by perforated plate, that filters are called perforated plate filters. And if it is being with the septum of woven materials, that is this woven septum filters. And if it is anything on the sand, then you can call it as simply granular filters. Okay, so these are the classification based on filtration medium. Okay, and you can also have two granular material instead of one. For example, anthracite coal and also silica sand. That in that case, that is called dual media filter. Okay, so only by silica sand, you can simply call it as a filter bit. Silica plus anthracite coal, that you can call it as a dual media filter. And if you are using anthracite coal, silica sand, and also garnet sand, that you can simply call it as triple media filter. Okay, please make a note on silica sand, normal filter, anthracite plus silica sand is dual media filter, anthracite, silica sand, and garnet sand, you can call it as triple media filter. Is it okay? Dual and triple media filters. Is it fine?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Now you can able to see like the different filters like mono media, dual media, and mixed media filter. Okay. So anyway, that gravel, these gravel, what we are seeing is a support media. Okay, for all these three, say example, medium type of filters. So this is only with one particular filtration sand, that is called mono media filter. And here it is coal and sand, that is called dual media filter. Here it is coal, sand, and garnet, that you can call it as mixed media filter or triple media filter. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Single or mono, dual, and also mixed media filter. Okay, yeah. And here the type of classification of gravity granular filters, that based on your application of the flow rate, operation of the flow rate, you can classify into either like slow sand filter and also rapid sand filter. Okay, slow sand filters normally operates at an operational range of 1 to 10 meter cube per day per meter square of your filter area, where the rapid sand filters may work up to a maximum of 100 to 200 meter cube per day per meter square of filter area. So please make a note on these two are important. Number one, slow sand filter and rapid sand filter based on your application of or based on filtration rate. Okay, yeah. Slow sand filter. Now you can see the configuration, how the layout look like. So gravel is the support layer, and over which you can also have a sand layer. You can allow water to stand, and water will be collected, treated water will be collected through under drains and taken further for disinfection action. Okay, this is about the slow sand filter. In the case of rapid sand filter, you could also see like gravel and also sand layer, and you could also see like wash water troughs. Okay, wash water troughs are what I have shown you in the three-dimensional diagram to collect the backwash water. Okay, so during operation, just allow the water to flow downwards, and during cleaning, we just allow the water to pass, say example, upflow movement. So all the because of the highest velocity of water, and it will take away all the solids, and bed also will rise, and thus muddy water will be collected through these wash water troughs for further treatment. Okay, so this is about your rapid sand filter operations. Okay, yeah. And you can also familiar with what are the different types of filtration action. One is about depth filtration, another one is about cake filtration. That's what I told you. Okay, it's very simple. Depth filtration, where the removal mechanisms may happen throughout the entire depth of the filter. Okay, please make a note on if the particle. Okay, this is your grain size. Say example, I am elaborating somewhere here. Okay, this is your okay. So grain, and imagine our situation. One flock is coming in. Okay, one flock is coming in. There could be a possibility of this retention with any of the suitable depth. Okay, if it is a particle, say example, if it is bigger, it may trap here itself. Okay, imagine now the particles are very, very tiny. Okay, it will also escape from this layer, and there could be a possibility to retain here also. Is it okay? So particles can be trapped or retained throughout the entire depth of operation. That type of filter, you can call it as depth filtration. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
If it is the particles are smaller in size, and based on the interstices or based on the pore size opening, it will trap with respect to a particular depth or height of your like filter. That's all. Okay. Please remember, the removal mechanism may happen throughout the entire depth of the filter bit. Okay. So imagine now all the in the case of depth filtration and requires a backwashing. Because you have to now dislodge all the settled flocks. Then only you can come back to the original situation. So for that, now you have to reverse the flow. So in the case of depth filtration, backwashing is really necessary. Okay. Now just looking at the second diagram, that is called cake filtration. Cake filtration for a uniform fine-grained soil, or otherwise is slow sand filter. And the size grains are uniformly packed. These may be randomly packed, these may be uniformly packed, and the retention mechanism may happen only at the top of the filter alone. Okay, that type of filter you can call it as cake filtration. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, depth filtration is its entire depth of operation, and cake filtration is only at the top. I'm repeating so many times. Depth filtration requires backwashing, and cake filtration, backwashing will not work out. What do you do? Now you have to remove or scrap this top material because already been with a lot of solids and refill with the new one. So thereby backwashing is not necessary in the case of slow sand filter. Backwashing is necessary in the case of depth filters, or the example of depth filter is rapid sand filter. Is it okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so now how the removal mechanism happens in a filter, that you have to be familiar with. Okay, so please make a note on. Anyway, these three we are going to discuss as UG level point of view. Okay, that is number 1, straining. Number 2 is sedimentation. Number 3 is about inertial and centrifugal forces. Now you have to be familiar with how the particles are getting transported and removed subsequently in the filter operation. Okay, so first mechanism is about straining, micro straining. Second mechanism is about sedimentation, and third mechanism is about inertial and centrifugal forces. Okay, we'll see first one. Straining is very simple. Okay, the top layer of the sand will act as a micro strain. Okay, top layer of the sand will act as a micro strain. Okay, if the particles are too tiny, it will escape, and if the particles are too bigger, okay, it will be retained onto a surface itself. Is it okay? Thereby you can climb the top layer of the filter will act as a micro strains. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, small particles will move down. Anyway, that small particles will escape. Okay, that anyway subsequently been removed in the other depths. Okay, where the this I have resembled. You can assume that the top layer of the sand will look like this. Okay, and it is also being packed with a uniform grained soil, and pore size also will vary. So if at all it will escape from here, it will also sometimes is getting trapped to the next level of your filter bed itself. Okay, that's what I told you so many times is about depth filtration. So particle retention mechanism may happen throughout the entire depth of your filter bed. Okay, so please make a note on. It's very simple. The process or the top layer of the sand will act as a micro strain, and in the micro strain, and the particles or flocks are getting trapped. Okay, that is number 1. Number 2, the additional point is, if the smaller particles is getting trapped somewhere here and there, so what will happen? It will also reduces your pore size. Please make a note on. It will also reduces the pore size. At the same time, it will also increases the straining action. It will also increases your straining action. So please make a note on these 2 points. Okay. So one is micro strains. Other thing is about small particles getting occupied on the or in the interstices of the particle. Thereby, it will increases your straining action. Size of the opening will be getting reduced because of the accumulation of solids. It will also increases your straining action. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is what has been explained in this layouts. The second mechanism is about sedimentation. Okay, so it is very simple. This is particle number 1. This is particle number 1. This is particle number 2, and this is particle number 3. That's what. Okay, so the space between these two particles. Okay, the space in between or interstices between these two particles will act as a sedimentation basin. Imagine now one microflux is coming in, so it will find a place and it will also settle down in the interstices itself. Thereby, the water is water which is leaving out of your filter, it is free from solids. Is it okay?
Yeah, okay, sir.
Yeah. So, the interstices or pores between the soil grains will act as a sedimentation basin, and in the sedimentation basin or settling basin, the particles are getting trapped or settled. So thereby, you can claim that this is water. It is completely been filtered, and this water it is coming out of the filter bed. This is free from microsolids. Free from microsolids. Yes. A third mechanism is inertial and centrifugal forces. Inertial and centrifugal forces act upon the particle with a specific gravity higher than that of the surrounding water, causing them to leave the flow lines and come in contact with the sand grains. Is it okay? So this is again the third mechanism. You can remember, very simple. Inertial and also centrifugal forces acting upon the particle and with a specific gravity greater than that of water, will leave the flow line, and will leave the flow line and sometimes is come in contact with the sand grains. Thereby, water it is free from solids. Is it fine?
Yeah.
And if it is equal or if it is lesser than that of water specific gravity, it will follow the flow line. It will also escape from the filter operation. Okay, please remember these three concepts. Number 1, microstraining, I have already mentioned. Number 2 is sedimentation. Number 3 is about inertial and centrifugal forces. These three mechanisms will help you to remove the microflux from the water. Okay, yes, yeah. So these what the three mechanisms I have already explained to you. Number 1, microstraining. Okay, particles are getting trapped onto a surface of the sand grains, and there could be a adsorption. Okay, and particles are getting soaked onto a surface of the medium. Thereby, the pores of these flocks also getting reduced, which is increases your straining action. And the third one, whatever you have seen, inertial and also centrifugal forces. And the solids which have a specific gravity more than that of water, it will leave from a flow line and also sometimes is come in contact with the sand grains. Thereby, the water is free from solids. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So these are the filter components. Please make a note on. These are the filter configuration or filter components. Number 1, containment structure. Number 2 is undrained system. Number 3 is about filter media. In addition to these three major components, you should have the pipe systems, pumps, valves, backwash trucks, and other pipe fittings for controlling the flow and from the control the flow of water from to and from the filter is also necessary. So these are ancillary structures. These are main structures or main components. That is this containment structure and underground under-drain system and filter media, and you have other piping or necessary fitting systems or necessary fitting systems. Okay, yeah. So number 1 is this filter box. Okay, this is what the filter box what we have seen in the previous one. Okay, these are the containment structures usually constructed in RCC or corrosion resistant steel. Okay, and this filter box you have to design carefully to support weight of the filter bed as well as your water column. So that's what something is important. Okay, this is what I meant for this is your containment structure. That's what I have explained to you. This is the containment structure outside. Containment structure is a simpler tank. So the tanks has to be designed to withstand to hold this total weight of the filter bed as well as, and if it is completely been saturated, it is also filled with water. So water column also has to resist. Okay, that's what it has been mentioned. Please remember, it has to be designed for to support the weight of complete filter grains, under drain system, and water column. And additionally, the structure also watertight, must be watertight at pressure corresponding to the weight of maximum water column expected. Okay, please make a note on. So that's what it has been constructed with, reinforced concrete, or you can have a corrosion resistant steel. Okay, so you can design the filter tanks with either square or rectangular in shape. Okay, and all the tanks are designed for two in say example, sometimes is designed with pair. Okay, say example 2 or 4. Okay, 2, 4, 6, 8, something like this. Thereby, you can also minimize the piping and other necessary items. Okay, say example, if I design with the inlet somewhere here, I can also distribute to this in filter box, this filter box, this filter box, and also this filter box. Okay, so this is something is important for this filter unit, and this plus. Okay, this could be the common wall for, or this could be the common wall for this filter box 2 and filter box 4, and this could be the common wall for filter 1 and also filter box 1, filter box and 2. Okay, thereby something is important. So square or rectangular in shape, and filter boxes are arranged facing each other across an access corridor containing a common piping and other appurtenances of piping system. That's something is important. If more than 2 filters are necessary, a series of multiples of 2 provides the economy of common walls and minimize pipings. Is it okay? So you can be when normally you can design filter units as multiples of 2. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So these filter galleries, or as they are commonly called, these sort of the filters are called as filter galleries. Okay, filter galleries 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can simply call it as the filter gallery. And this also usually enclosed in a suitable housing with the controls located for central operation. So please make a note on. Most of the filters are with enclosed in suitable housing. So could be inside the building. Thereby you can claim that like water is not contaminated with other sort of pollutants or what. Okay. So you have under drain systems that I have already mentioned to you. Under drain systems are used to remove the filtered water at the bottom. That is number one. That the first point. The purpose of under drains is to collect and remove the filtered water and disperse the backwash water. So please make a note on. During the operation, you allow the water to pass from top to bottom, and treated water can be collected through these under drains. So this is what I told you. These are called manifolds, and these are called laterals. Okay. So waters will be collected through these laterals, and brought forward with the central manifold pipe system. So now you could understand better what is this central manifold and what is your lateral pipes. Is it okay? This is your containment structure. Is it fine?
Yes,
containment structure, under drain systems with central manifold pipe and also laterals. That's all. Okay, so this pipe will be helpful for the collection of treated water during operation, and during cleaning you can allow the pressurized water to force through this under drains, thereby this complete filter bed is backwashed without any difficulty. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. And filter media, anyway, we have already touched upon. Traditionally, they can use, normally they may use silica sand as a granular filter medium. Silica sand as a filter medium. And modern filter operations is normally they use anthracite coal, coke, and also gravel sand, or in the place or in combination of silica sand as well. Okay, please make a note on. Initially, it has been started with only silica sand. Now you can also have a combinations of anthracite, coke, and also gravel sand in place or in combination of silica sand as well. So the important properties of these materials are size is important, size distribution is important, and also density of the material is also important. Okay. Size you are familiar. This is something similar to how to plot a gradation graph or uniformly graded soil in a soil mechanics point of view. Okay. So what you do is just take a river sand, go for a sieving with the different sieve sizes. You can also mention or measure how much will be passing and how much will be retained, and based on that you could be able to draw a graph in between size of your pore size versus percentage finer. Okay. Anyway, this we are not going to discuss. You may get a graph like this. Is it okay? So soil mechanics you would have studied how to draw a grain size distribution graph or grain size distribution curve. Am I right? Have you like undergone these sort of how to draw a grain size gradation curve for a soil? Yes or no? Rashwant?
Sir, no idea.
No. So in soil mechanics they would have taught you, no? How to draw a grain size distribution curve. Or yet to cover, they've already started. Okay, it's very simple. Okay, you just take a normally you have to, if you want to take a uniformly graded soil or uniformly graded portion of a soil, a river sand may not contain a uniform size. Am I right? Uniform, say example, river sand may have a mixed size of different sand grains. So what you do is normally that you just take a river sand, you have a different set of Cs sequentially arranged in ascending or descending order based on your Indian standard specifications, and take a 1 or 5 kilograms of soil, and you just keep it in orbital, keep it in a shaker, a restriction shaker or shaker. Then now you just go for a sieving, and there could be a two different weights. One is about particles will be retained, okay, and also a particle will be retained on a particular C size and also will be passing on. Am I right? Will be retained and also passing, and you just take a weight on individual, take out the individual sieve out, and the particles will be retained on each and every sieve sizes. You just measure and just find out how much is the percentage of finer and plot a graph. Plot a graph. That's what I mentioned already. Something is important. Okay, plot a graph, size versus percentage finer. Okay, you may get a graph like this. Okay, that you have to draw it in a semi-log sheet, and you may get a graph like this. Okay, and this graph is very important to find out the sizes of D10, D30, and D60. Okay, diameter of 10%. You just mark 10% here, and note down what is the percentage of fraction. Okay, what is the size of fraction here? Okay, and D60 is about D30 and D60 corresponds to 60% and also 30%. And from that, you could also calculate certain parameters like effective size and also uniformity coefficient. So this probably you may also cover in soil mechanics. So please remember these 3 points are important. Size of the material is important, and size distribution is also important, and density of the material is important to select a better material for your filter packing. Okay, yeah. So this is what I mentioned. Anthracite coal is being used, silica sand is also being used, filter gravel is also being used, garnet sand, and also green sand. So different combinations, or in a single combinations you can use a filter media. Okay, so different filter medias are river sand and 2 to 5 mm fine sand, gravel, pebble stones, filtration gravel, river sand, okay, coarse natural sand, and natural sand, and coarse sand, and also resin. Okay, please make a note on. So this you have to prepare. Okay, normally the river sand may not contain these combinations of, anyway it will contain a combinations, but it may not be possible to take out in a river sand. So that you have to go for a gradation analysis, and whatever the size you want, you can sieve it and you can prepare and pack it in a filter bed for your operations. Okay, yeah. So this what is being explained in this slide. Please imagine if the size is too smaller, and if it is the size is too bigger also may have issue. Okay, so imagine now if the sizes what you have selected is too finer, what will happen? There could be a frequent blockages or frequent clogging, which will increase your head loss. Okay, and if the size is too high or too big, and you have to compromise on quality of water, what will happen? All your microflocs will escape from a system. Is it okay?
Yeah, okay.
So that is being explained in this individual points. Okay, please remember size, something is important. That's what I mentioned. Size is important. Okay, size you can see smaller and also bigger. Okay, smaller and bigger. Smaller pore opening, and it will increase your efficiency. And because of very smaller in size, at the same time, and it will also diminish your rate of flow. That's the second point. Please make a note on small pore opening, increase the efficiency, not only because of straining, but also because of the other removal mechanism. However, as the size of the pore opening decreases, head loss through the filter medium increases, result in diminishing the flow rate. On vice versa, larger media increases the pore size, reduce the head loss, and increase the flow rate, but you have to sacrifice on filtration efficiency. Is it okay? Smaller size of particles and bigger size of your sand grains. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Smaller increases your efficiency, at the same time increases your head loss, further in turn to diminishing the flow. But larger media increases the pore size, reduces the head loss, and also reduces your backwashing, say example cycle, but you have to compromise on filtration efficiency, because microsediments or microflocs will escape from a bigger size particles. Okay, bigger size grain materials. Okay, yeah. So being familiar with the individual like the grain and soil grains, and you have to be familiar with what is filtration rate and what is backwash rate. Okay, so both are flow rate by the area. Please make a note on filtration rate can be calculated by dividing the flow rate per filter by the media area. This is filtration rate is equal to flow, that is Q by flow divided by area of the filter. Okay, that is his filtration rate. Okay, so backwash rate is can be calculated the rise rate of backwash water in the filter bay before the water spills into the backwash trough. Okay, so let me draw again. This is your filter bed, and I may also have say example the wash water troughs like this. I may allow the pressurized water to flow, because of that I have to induce backwashing. So what will happen? This water level will rise up to here. Okay, water level will rise up to here. Okay, this area you can take it for your backwash rate. Okay, backwash rate is equal to, that is also Q. Q means is only this Q divided by area of the filter. Is it okay? That's a difference. Is it fine? Filtration rate, that is the flow rate divided by the area of the media, and backwash rate, the rise rate of the backwash water in the filter bay before the water spills into a wash water trough. Is it okay? That's a difference. What is this filtration rate and what is backwash rate? Is it okay?
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So this is what the exact schematic of the sand filter will look like. Now you could understand logically better. Okay. These are graded gravel, and this is your central manifold pipe, and this is your filter perforated laterals, and this is your floor. This is your containment structure, and or otherwise is called as filter tank. These are wash water troughs. Okay. So now imagine I'll allow the wastewater to, water to flow on the top of the filter, and filtration happens, and water will be collected through this laterals.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now during the course of backwashing, you just stop this influent, and allow the pressurized water to flow through this central manifold and also through laterals. What will happen? Because of the higher velocity, this water will rise, or bed will expand. Bed will expand up to this level, and it will also dislocates or dislodges all the solids, and the slurry or muddy water can be collected through these wash water traps and taken further for treatment options. Is it okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. This manifold I already mentioned to you, and you should also have a filtration control system and also backwash control system. Okay, because manual operations cannot be feasible in a bigger treatment plants. Okay, it's somewhat difficult to find out or measure the head loss, so it should be automatic. And with the filter control system and backwash control systems, it will also sense automatically. If it is completely been blocked, then stop the influent and allow the air compressors and also the backwash to operate, clean the filter, and subsequently you can also allow the cycle to proceed further. Okay, so you can have a filtration control system and backwash control systems to completely monitor the filter operations. Okay, yes. Okay, so this filter can be operated or automated either by hydraulic means or by electronic means. So please make a note on these are automated system, hydraulic mean automated system, as well as electronic mean automated system. Okay, yeah. So you can also operate the filter by either downflow operation and also upflow operations. Predominantly, they may go for only downflow, downward through the bed. Okay, so during operation, solids are removed from the water and accumulate within the voids and on the top of the filter medium. Okay, accumulate within, that is called depth filtration. On the top of the surface of the medium, that is called cake filtration. Okay, so the clogging result in a gradual increase in the head loss if the flow rate is to be sustained. So the total head loss may reach to a maximum level, and sometimes that's called as available head loss. Okay, please make a note on because of these blockages, and the efficiency of the filter will come down or water level will rise at the top. Okay, which will not allow the water to penetrate down or penetrate down to the filter. And at the stage, you can say that filter has reached your maximum head loss. Stop the influent and go for a typical cleaning operations. Okay, yeah. Okay, so the operating time between the backwashes is also called as filter cycle or filter run. Okay, please make a note of. Backwash 1 to backwash 2, that time in between, that you can call it as filter cycle or filter run. The head loss at the end of the filter run is called as terminal head loss. So please make a definitions on what is available head loss and what is a terminal head loss and what is a filter cycle or filter run. These are some of the points you have to remember. Okay, so this is what I mentioned. These are the principles of operation. Filter in a downflow mode operation. This is during backwashing. So these are the two modes of operations will look like. Okay, yeah. So okay, so I'll stop here, and at least you have a glance. What's the typical the operations or how the filtration operation will look like. So whatever we are seeing, this is different classification of filters and the components of the filter, and what are the different types of filters are with respect to monomedia filter, dual media filter, and also triple media filter, what we are seeing, and how the transport mechanisms inside the filter. That three mechanisms we have discussed. One is about micro staining, second one is about sedimentation, and third one is about centrifugal and also inertial forces. Okay, and you could also see like different definitions of what is this available head loss, what is terminal head loss, what is this filter cycle, or what is your filter run. Okay, so at least you have a glance, and one more class we'll see some more concepts and calculation of head loss. With that, we'll close that filtration chapter. Is it okay?
Okay.
Yeah, you just have a glance. Probably like 2-3 points we have to discuss. This is with respect to the head loss calculation. That's what we are going to discuss on like the numerical solutions as well. Okay. And some more specifications with respect to rapid sand filter and slow sand filter, and what is a single dual media and mixed media filter, and what are the different operating difficulties in the the filtration operation. and how the typical sand filter during operations will look like this. Now you could understand better, I guess. Okay, so during operations, okay, so you can allow the water to pass from top to bottom. And during cleaning, now you could understand. Okay, during cleaning, you can allow the pressurized water to flow from bottom to top, whereby whatever it is cloth material will be carried forward or brought to the top, that will be collected through a wash water troughs. Now you could be able to see here, these are wash water troughs. Is it okay? These are wash water troughs. It's fine?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let me stop here. Probably in the next class, we'll see some more detail and solve some numerical solutions as well. Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah.